Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ's 20-year anniversary live stream here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift NoDQ. Noah Foster has already left a super chat. He says, congratulations, you definitely made a lifelong fan out of me. Where do you stand? Whoa, let's turn that off. He says, you made a lifelong fan out of me. Where do you stand on 205 Live? What's one of your more memorable matches for story versus the match itself? All right, Noah, I will get to that in just a second here. I'm actually having some technical difficulties. It would not be a no DQ video without some technical issues. Basically, my computer is totally screwed right now. It's doing that circle rainbow that keeps rotating for you Mac users, and it does this literally a minute before I go live. So I'm not sure what to do here, if I should try to reboot the computer. I promised everyone 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. I promised Skype calls, and I don't even know if that's going to happen now. So this is going to be a fun stream because I'm just going to have to wing it here and hope for the best. I cannot even see the chat messages right now. It totally froze. So I apologize to everyone for the minor technical issues here. Let me try to salvage this the best I can. So to answer Noah's question, oh, something just completely froze. I have no idea what happened on the computer. But Noah Foster, to answer your question, I have not watched 205 Live since Enzo left. The wrestlers do a great job. 205 Live is entertaining, but I miss the storylines. I miss Neville. I miss Austin Aries. I miss Enzo. I feel like the guys in 205 Live, they're great wrestlers, but there is just something missing, and it's the sports entertainment that I miss from 205 Live. And I know people out there say, well, the cruiserweights, they're known for doing wrestling, not sports entertainment. I get that, but I am personally a sports entertainment guy. So yeah, Firefox just completely crashed. Literally 1 minute before I started the video. I'm taking a screen cap of it just for fun. I will try to reboot it and hopefully get back into the live chat and get your guys' thoughts on some things. I am going to open up the Skype line here in just a minute. Wow, that was delayed. That's how you know that my computer's running hella slow right now. When it takes that long, I told you I was taking the screenshot and then it finally makes that sound. Okay, it's rebooting now. Let me close that window. It's rebooting the live chat. Hopefully I can get back into the live chat and we can actually, wow, that's bright. I'm gonna go blind here. I can't even click off of that. So let me see here. Okay, wait a minute. Oh wow, now all the messages are just going on like crazy. Holy cow, my message is just like going nuts here. Okay, looks like I'm caught up with everybody, so let's go ahead. And what I'm going to do right now is attempt to open up the Skype line. And by the way, thank you to Noah for that $20 super chat donation to kick us off. Ken Terminated by Google with a $2 super chat donation. He says, was the WCW Cruiserweights known for sports entertainment? That's a great point. Not really, although Chris Jericho, I think, added a little bit of sports entertainment flavor to the Cruiserweight division. The stuff with Dean Malenko in particular. Jericho was always going out there and trying to be entertaining and think outside the box, even back in WCW when he turned heel. And Eddie Guerrero, too, for that matter, doing the storyline with Chavo, Chavo Guerrero, and Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler. I mean, they were doing some entertaining stuff. King Turbonius with a $2 super chat donation. I have work, but wanted to say congrats on $20, bro. Well, thank you for that, and thank you to Noah, of course, for being a very loyal. Okay, we already have a call here, so it's Virtue. Let's get Virtue on. Hello, Virtue. You are the first caller tonight. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, No DQ Galaxy?
We hear you loud and clear.
What's up? Happy number 20.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just having some technical issues, but it looks like everything's good now. I can hear you totally fine. So anything on your mind in particular?
No, I mean, No DQ has been around for 20 years. Started as WWF, WCW.com.
Yep.
but I've only been with it the last 2. But you know what? Great time. It was a great time to be part of NoDQ the last 2 years because I needed it.
Yeah,
Everything
me too.
that happened with me personally, Aaron Riff, I absolutely needed it. And it's been awesome. And I'm glad that you allowed me to be a contributor to your site. So thank you.
I really appreciate that, and it's a complete honor to have you as part of the team, even if you do get under people's skin sometimes, but it's all good. It's all part of the fun. That's what we do here on NoDQ. We like to have fun. And yeah, same thing with me. You know, I was going through a tough time, and hanging out with you in Cleveland was a lot of fun, and just being able to do all the videos and the stuff with Vito and the NoDQ review. Chicago was an amazing trip, so I look forward to more of those in the future.
Yep, and you know, who knows? Maybe next year, maybe SummerSlam in Toronto. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Sounds like a fun idea. But anyways, thank you, Virtue, for calling in. And check out Virtue at nodq.com/virtue. He may troll you, but sometimes he's just spitting the truth. So you'll have to decipher what is what. Anyways, thank you, my friend, for calling in.
No problem.
All right, take care, buddy.
All right, see ya. Bye.
All right, peace. All right, so that was Virtue. The Skype line is, in fact, open if someone would like to call. NoDQRift@gmail.com. All right, Cindy is calling, so we're going to get Cindy on here. 1 second. Cindy, how's it going?
Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Happy 20th anniversary/birthday.
Yes.
NoDQ.
Thank you so much for that, and I appreciate the little song you sent on Twitter. I mean, it was still better than my singing, so that was awesome. Thank you so much for that. But real quick, before you comment on anything, Ken, terminated by Google, left a $2 super chat. He said, "Happy anniversary and happy Mother Effin' Riff Day." Thank you for that, Ken. And Bootleg Joe 760 with a $5 super chat. He says, "Been riding with NoDQ since Talk Wrestling with Jeff Meacham." So that is old school right there. He says, "Happy anniversary, Aaron and Jeff." All right, so those are the ones I got for now. So Cindy, what's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to call real quick because I'm on my lunch break from work right now. And I just wanted to say that I'm very honored to be part of Team NoDQ. I've been following you guys since late 2011. And those are like my number one wrestling news source I always go to. Despite that, I have like trouble with like, you know, the way that I talk and all that, but I managed to keep my thoughts going, like speak my mind, especially having like my own platform about what is going on in the world of wrestling.
Well, some things have been going on, not necessarily the best things, but I just wanted to say, you know, it's really an honor to have you as part of the channel, and I really do appreciate your perspective on things, and it seems like the people on NoDQ really enjoy having you around, so thank you for all that, and looking forward to maybe us all getting together for a big meetup in 2019. Virtue was alluding to that earlier. I'm really excited for the possibilities. 20 years gone by, 20 more to go as far as I'm concerned, at least.
Oh, it is going to be 20 plus more years to come, Aaron. Like, I'm looking forward for next year. I'm actually looking forward to the Survivor Series meetup, meeting up with you again, also meeting Jeff for the first time, and everybody in the NoDQ galaxy.
Yeah, we got the SummerSlam call coming up here, or not SummerSlam, Survivor Series, my bad. I'm thinking ahead to 2019, basically. All right, Cindy, well, thank you for calling in, and everyone check out Cindy over at nodq.com/Cindy. And again, I really do appreciate what you've contributed to the channel thus far.
No problem. And actually, I wanted to thank you so much. Even joining with NoDQ.com, it actually brought me a lot more of my confidence in myself, because growing up, I had like a self-esteem issues and I'm always kind of like in a bubble, but now I'm more like open, more having like the huge confidence boost that I needed, that
awesome.
That if it wasn't for me for today, and I need to shut up now.
Well, I'm glad I'm able to help in any way I can. And again, your presence on the channel is very much appreciated.
No problem. Anyway, take care. Happy anniversary, everybody. NoDQ Galaxy. And yeah, cheers, y'all.
All right. Take care, Cindy. Have a great one.
You too.
All right, bye. All right. So that was Cindy. Lewis with a $2 super chat donation. Wondering who was the man in your first few videos. I'm not sure which video in particular. Whoa, what is going on here? All right, Jeff is trying to call. A million people are trying to call right now, so keep in mind, everyone, I will try to get to everybody. A lot of people are calling in. Big G, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good, Aaron. Happy 20th to NoDQ.com.
Thank you for that, Big G. Real quick, so Lewis, I'm not sure what you were talking about, the man in your first few videos. So I'm going to need to clarify that with you, but thank you for the super chat. And Mike B with a $20 super chat donation says, happy 20th anniversary birthday, NoDQ. Here's to you, Aaron. You're the effing man. Keep up the great work. NoDQ and Aaron both rock. Thank you for that, Mike B. I really do appreciate that. Mike B has been a great super chat donator. So yeah, Mike B is awesome. Everyone is awesome though. So Big G, what's on your mind, man?
Not much. Just wanted to stop by and say happy 20th. Like I said before in the videos, I've been watching you guys since 2013. I enjoyed doing the videos with you guys and everything, and talking with you guys. And hopefully next year I can meet up with you guys in Toronto for SummerSlam, and yeah, I think it'll be a good time.
In case you guys out there don't know, we've been talking about doing SummerSlam in Toronto, like having that be the 2019 meetup location for NoDQ. Oh, by the way, Jeff, and I apologize to anybody. I'm doing one call here at a time. Jeff, you'll be on shortly. A bunch of people. TK, I'll get you on here in a few minutes. I got like 5 people trying to call in right now. So hang in there, everybody. Right. I'm going to try to get to everybody. So, yeah, Big G, any other thoughts you got?
Not really. Just hoping for another 20-plus years like Cindy said, and hopefully a lot more videos come in the future. So
yeah, definitely. Real quick before you go, what was like your first memory of the channel or videos or anything like that? Like the first thing that you remember off the top of your head?
I think it might have been Talk Wrestling, or it might have been one of your NoDQ A&N videos back in the day.
Oh, nice. Very, very cool. Well, I really do appreciate you being part of the team, despite getting us on those Evolution predictions. You know, I still love you, man.
Not a problem.
All right, take care, buddy. Thank you for calling in.
All right, take it easy, Aaron. Yeah.
All right, bye. All right, so that was Big G. Let's get. I'm trying to get everybody. I'm trying to get people in order here. All right, let's get Chase on here. Hello, Chase. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How's it going?
It's going good, man. I'm glad you accepted my call and such.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely getting flooded with calls. So, what's on your mind?
Well, man, I just want to wish you a happy anniversary and such, and I actually do have a wrestling question for you.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
Well, I was just curious to know, since 2019 is upon us, I just want to know if you have any predictions of who you think is going to be either WWE Champion or Universal Champion in 2019.
All right, well, that's a great question. Real quick before I answer that, DVD King sent in a $5 super chat. He says, happy 20th. I still want to interview you for my channel. Love everything you have done. I hope I can meet you at Survivor Series this year. That would be awesome, DVD King. And if you're there, I'll even be up for doing the interview right there in person if you want. So keep me posted on that. So yeah, thank you for that. And to answer your question, like, I would not be shocked if Drew wins the WWE title or the Universal title in 2019. I feel like the company's really high on him right now, and he could very well be the next big thing in WWE. Maybe he'll be the guy to take out Brock Lesnar. So if I had to make a prediction right now, I would say either Drew McIntyre or Ambrose as a heel wins the Universal title at some point.
I agree, man. I really hope they somehow will get booked right, and hopefully they'll be able to win the Universal title, or if they go to SmackDown, they'll win the WWE Championship from AJ. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. As far as who beats AJ, that's a tough one to answer. Maybe Daniel Bryan, if WWE is still high on him after everything that happened.
Who knows, man? Like, I don't even know who could beat AJ for the title since we already had the stuff with Samoa Joe and such. And I don't know if they'll continue the feud with Daniel Bryan, but if they do, I can see him maybe taking the title. But I really don't know who could take the title from AJ.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but maybe Orton. I don't know. I mean, Orton hasn't been champion in a while, and I could always see him having one or two more world title reigns. So there's a lot of possibilities. But anyways, thank you so much for the question and the call. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
Sure. You can follow me. I'm actually Chase Games on YouTube, so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do gaming on that channel. I'm actually doing a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time walkthrough if anyone's interested in that and wants to check out that if you're a gaming fan or a Zelda fan. And you can also add me on Facebook, Chase Holland, and you can also follow me on Twitter, Chase Holland.
All
That's
right.
it.
Sounds good, man. I really do appreciate the call. Take care.
You too, man.
All right. Peace out. Bye. All right, that was Chase, and again, I apologize for those of you that are trying to call in and having problems. Keep trying. I will get to as many people. I will try to get to everybody on this video that wants to call in. All right, TK is calling in, so let's answer this one. Hello.
Hi, Aaron. Can you hear me okay on these headphones?
Yeah, I can hear you all right. How's it going?
Good. So happy birthday.
Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. So what's on your mind?
Well, I don't honestly have a wrestling question at the moment because you pretty much answer everything on Monday and Tuesday when we're in the chat room. But
Right.
when are you getting over here to the East Coast to come see us in Rhode Island and Massachusetts?
I would love to do that one day, especially because I have a lot of NoDQ people in the area. So that's definitely something on the list at some point. Again, I think the closest we're going to be doing anytime soon is Toronto. So if you can make it out for SummerSlam by any chance, you know, that would definitely be a fun event to get everybody together. But yeah, I would really love to do like Boston one of these days or somewhere in the Northeast because I haven't done like an official meetup in that region yet.
Because, I mean, Boston Punk's are here, you got me here, you got
Yeah.
Kayfabe here. I mean,
I know, a lot of
we're all
awesome
just waiting
people.
for you to come to the East Coast. And
All right, well, I'm going to work on it. I hear everyone's talking about me doing something out there, so I will definitely have that in the works.
even that or New York, it's only like 4 or 5 hours for most of us to get out to New York. So
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I mean, are you doing like WrestleMania or anything?
I wish.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
couldn't even afford to go to the show in Providence. I had to watch it on TV like everybody else.
aw. All right, well, anyways, anything you would like to plug or promote?
Just the usual, my buddy Kayfabe Candy, the musician and sarcastic master to date. Just
Absolutely.
read his articles, listen to his music, and enjoy his stuff.
All right, well, thank you so much for calling in. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, take care. You have a great one.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye. And I just missed Tevin's call. I know he keeps trying to call me. Sorry, Tevin. I'm going to try to get you next, so keep trying. He's trying me. Oh, wait, here we go. Hello, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for
Let me turn
calling
down.
in.
I'm actually watching you on my TV while
Oh, yeah.
escaping you. So
Right,
it's
we're going to
kinda
start
weird.
getting the echoes and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I have like two things. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no.
Well, to begin, happy 20th birthday, man.
Thank you for that.
I've been starting to watch you since 2012. I was randomly on YouTube at work back 6 years ago, and I had found one of your videos by mistake, and I was just like, oh, this guy's literally what he's talking about.
Thank you.
But anyway, let me get into it. So, I had chat a few minutes ago about the Bellas, and I've been messaging, leaving comments for several months about how much I despise the Bellas. I mean, I know you had them on your list for the top 10, or I mean, Nikki at least was on the top recent female wrestlers, but I still don't understand why. Like, I understand they brought cash to WWE, but so did China. So did Stephanie, Becky Lynch, Charlotte. And Charlotte's are getting on my nerves too, but the Bellas, they just don't have the talent, and I don't understand why What does Vince and everybody else seeing them, and even Caitlyn, I just finally seen her on a video earlier, and she was fantastic. But like, please ask her next time you talk to her, why does she like the Bellas? Because they are so bad.
Well, first of all, I'm sure she's going to be watching this video. I think the Bellas are important to WWE in the sense that they have brought in some new viewers to the product, and I think Total Divas has been effective as far as getting more female viewership to WWE. And yeah, they're not the best wrestlers in the world. I'm not trying to say they are, but I do think that as an act, they have really evolved and improved over the years. When they first came in, yeah, their first run was nothing to really write home about. They basically stood there and when somebody would come out, maybe they had like one little storyline with Daniel Bryan, and that led to obviously Brie and Daniel getting together. But the second run, I mean, they've really stepped it up. Both of them, I feel, have put in the time, and I find them to be entertaining overall. I know some people get rubbed the wrong way by them. And speaking of which, Caitlyn has just arrived. She says, "Looks like I just arrived in time. LOL. Hi." So if you want to chat with her there in the room, go for it. But yeah, I enjoy the Bellas. I don't think they're the best act of all time. I'm not going to be like Caitlyn and say they're the greatest of all time, but I do enjoy them, and I think Nikki in particular has gotten a lot better. And yeah, she's not going to be like Daniel Bryan as far as wrestling talent goes, but I feel like personality-wise, it's not always about the in-ring ability. It's also about having the charisma and personality and being able to make an impact on people. And I feel the Bellas have, because they do have a fan base. You have Caitlyn, and you have a lot of fans. They do have a lot of fans, so they are making a connection with some people. So something they're doing is working. So I hope that answers your question. Anything else you would like to bring up, or anything you would like to plug?
Well, my rebuttal to that is, I mean, WWE and Vince in particular, they don't really give that many people a chance. And even, I will agree, Nikki has, like, leaps and bounds improved compared to her original run. But, and I know a lot of, what I'm about to say, a lot of people have their backstage stuff. The list goes on. But, like, I've heard Maria Kanellis, now her name is, what's her real name? Who's the guy she married now?
Yeah, Bennett.
They kept her away from WWE. A couple other female wrestlers they kept them away from WWE or just booted them out. I think was it Melina? Melina, I think, also got like kicked out, or that may have been Michelle McCool that kicked them out. And my issue there as well, like, I don't like them because of the backstage politics. Hogan, which I never liked Hogan.
Well, there you go. There you go. I mean, I grew up a Hulk Hogan fan, but I know a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people think the guy didn't deserve the spot he was in and that he played politics. But the guy's charisma and just his ability to connect with the audience, that really meant something. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. And I think with Caitlyn and with a lot of people, like, you got to look at it from a female perspective. To Caitlyn, the Bellas are like what Hulk Hogan was to me, just somebody you just get into and you really enjoy watching. They're not necessarily the best wrestler or the most athletic person, but they still make an impact on you in some way. And I think we all have our fandom for various people, and sometimes it might be a rational fandom. Sometimes it just might be you like that person, not a lot of other people like them, but that particular person makes an impact on you. And I don't know why that's a bad thing. Like me comparing the Bellas to Hogan. I mean, if anything, that's praising the Bellas, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good comparison. A really good comparison. Last few things. My girlfriend loved when TJS, the NoDQ review, when he called Charlotte a man.
Oh boy,
it's funny. What's the last?
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that, because I was worried like TGS was gonna like ruin us in terms of the like-dislike ratio on that video.
Becky sounds like a man too.
Whoa!
He like a bit there.
All right.
Care?
Oh, this is getting good, folks.
And
we're live, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to get the last thing out the way. She just flustered me with and the last thing is please, if whoever wins this tournament for the trivia challenge, one day can we see like a 30-minute long or even an hour if it's possible Iron Man match for the trivia challenge championship? Like please, I've been saying that for months in the comments of YouTube whenever I watch the videos. Like the trivia challenge videos are awesome.
I appreciate that. And Greg, I'm sure Greg is watching this too. You hear the man. You know, I appreciate the feedback from everybody. You know, I'm getting requests to do a meetup in the Northeast, maybe Boston. So I got to get going on that because we got some Boston people in the chat room right now. And yeah, definitely a 30-minute Iron Man trivia match sounds good to me. Maybe we'll do that for the final match. Whoever faces Greg, that'll be like a 30-minute match or something. I like it. I dig the idea, so thank you for that. And anything you would like to plug or promote?
Not really. Just let me know or let everyone know the next time you guys have one of these.
All right, will do, man. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for calling in.
No problem.
All right, take care, man. All right, peace. All right, that was Tevin, I think is the pronunciation of his name, I would assume. All right, so, all right, we have Fall Maka calling in. All right, let's answer this one. Hello there.
Hello, Aaron. This is Maka. First of all, I would like to say happy 20 years to NoDQ.
Thank you for that.
Awesome ride. I've been a fan since 2011, so congratulations on that.
I really do appreciate that very much. Thank you. Anything on your mind? Anything you would like to discuss wrestling related?
Yes. First of all, I would like to go out on a limb and say I am so sick and tired of Brock Lesnar and this Universal Championship. It is it is so lackluster to say the least.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar being Universal Champion really has not done anything for Monday Night Raw in the past when you really think about it. He's never had any matches on Raw. He's never really had any sort of an impact on the company. I guess they're putting the belt on him because he's a draw. But I think what could salvage all of this is what if there was a Brock Lesnar Seth Rollins match at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship, and Seth Rollins wins the title, and Dean Ambrose were to win the Royal Rumble, and in the main event, you could do Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, say, in a street fight for the Universal Championship. What do you think?
I like the idea. I think it's a great idea. I think Rollins and Ambrose is the hottest feud in WWE right now. I'd rather see the Universal title on the line instead of doing a Intercontinental title match, for instance. But realistically, I think it's unlikely. I think Brock's definitely doing WrestleMania. I think he is going to be sticking around. I think he's going to be Universal Champion until at least WrestleMania. So unfortunately, it's going to be this same pattern again. And like I said in the previous call, I think, you know, if anybody's going to beat him, it's probably going to be Drew McIntyre if they go with somebody new. Also, real quick, Andre said happy birthday, NoDQ. Happy birthday, Andre. Longtime viewer, and I enjoy his content too, even though we've had some quarrels over TNA over the years or Impact Wrestling. Sorry, Andre. But anyways, anything you would like to plug or promote or anything else you had on your mind?
Yeah, so I actually have another idea, and this is involving with Sasha Banks. I think it's pretty safe to say over the last year, she hasn't really done much of anything lately. So I have this idea. What if Sasha Banks were to win the Women's Royal Rumble and they could do this storyline with her a little similar to what they did with Batista back in 2005 when he won the Royal Rumble, and she could go to SmackDown and challenge Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title, and Charlotte could go to Raw, and they could explain that there was some sort of trade between Raw and SmackDown, and she could challenge Ronda Rousey. Maybe Sasha and Becky might even be able to headline WrestleMania. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that would be pretty cool. I mean, it would definitely help Sasha to get back into the mix, and you know, that would be a fun match to do. I mean, I'm trying to remember the last Sasha-Becky feud. I'm not sure when that was, like off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think that match actually took place on NXT Arrival. something like that.
Yeah, and
I
that
think
was a while
awesome.
ago. They haven't done anything in years. So yeah, I would say that's a great idea. Maybe do some kind of trade, get Charlotte on Raw so they can do Charlotte versus Rousey at WrestleMania. I definitely like the idea.
hmm And the last thing I wanted to talk about was Roman Reigns. So it's pretty sad. He caught leukemia, but as we've all said, we're more than sure he's going to beat it and come back and be better than ever. But I would like to go back. Actually, the one definitive moment that got Roman Reigns booed for life by the fans, for as far back as I remember, was when he won the Superstar of the Year award in 2014.
Yep.
If you remember, right after that Monday Night Raw, he was getting booed heavily by the fans. So say Roman Reigns never won the Superstar of the Year, and at the Royal Rumble in 2015, Daniel Bryan won, and maybe at Fastlane, Roman Reigns beat Daniel Bryan, but yet they could still have a triple threat match at WrestleMania 31. What if Daniel Bryan were to make Brock Lesnar tap out at WrestleMania 31 without a Seth Rollins cash-in? Would you say that would be a bigger win than his WrestleMania 30 win?
That would have been a pretty huge win. I'm not sure if anything could have topped WrestleMania 30. I think that's really like the peak of Bryan going to WrestleMania, fighting all the odds. But that would have been a great storyline. However, we did get something memorable with Seth Rollins and the cash-in, and I was there for that. That was a really cool ending to WrestleMania. So I'm okay with it, but I think what you were talking about with Reigns, I think maybe the heat would have been a little bit less if he had not won Superstar of the Year. I think the problem was that he was also injured for like 3 or 4 months, and then he comes back and all of a sudden is winning Superstar of the Year. So like everyone's okay, we know where this is going. They're strapping the rocket to this guy. And then of course what happened with Bryan putting him in the Wyatt family and then him getting eliminated, or not even being in the Royal Rumble. He fought Bray and then lost. So yeah, that just really rubbed people the wrong way. But anyways, I want to thank you for your call, and if you want to plug anything, go for it.
I have nothing to plug, but I would just like to say that, like I said before, NoDQ is awesome. I'll always be a fan. I actually, on the last call-in you had, I did ask if one day I could be in a panel with you, Virtue, or Jeff Meacham. So you guys are pretty awesome. I'd love to have some verbal debates with you guys and talk about the business. So, like I said, NoDQ is awesome, and I'm always, going to be a fan of you guys.
All right, man. I really do appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
All right, take care, man. Thank you. You too.
All right.
All right, so I know people have been trying to call in. Keep trying. All right, we got Caitlin calling in, so here we go. Hello, Caitlin.
Oh, hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I just got home from work.
Right. So what's on your mind? What's going on?
Well, I wanted to just kind of go off of what you were saying about the Bellas.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. And I apologize if I was like criticizing them too much, but I'm trying to give a, like a fair and balanced critique of them.
Oh, no, that was fine. I just wanted to go off of what you were saying about my thoughts.
Okay.
That you were kind of right in that it started where it's just you see characters that you're like, oh, I like them. Those are the people that I'm going to follow. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with like, these are the absolute best wrestlers and whatnot. And then over time, they started improving, like you said, and getting better. And then you're just with them and they're your team or your people or whatnot. And then, then they have all the stuff going on outside of WWE, which is cool too. So I like them for all of those reasons.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that, but I did want your thoughts on when you think the women's tag team division is coming.
That's a great question, and my answer is I don't know, but my guess would be soon, before the end of the year. It's possible they may save it until early next year, maybe having the first champions crowned at WrestleMania. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like that's more likely what's going to happen. We're going to see something set up maybe around the Royal Rumble, and then they'll do a tournament, and maybe the tournament finals will be at WrestleMania. I think that would just be a good time to crown the first champions too at WrestleMania, and actually make a really big deal out of it. So that would be my prediction, and maybe what I think is the best way to go with that. Since they did not do it at Evolution, I feel like they might as well wait on it a little bit and get it going early 2019.
Yeah.
And maybe,
Okay.
you know, I'm guessing the Bellas will be in it, probably Trish and Lita, maybe bring back a few more other teams, Iconics, obviously, from SmackDown, and Sasha and Bailey. And, I mean, they got plenty of teams, and the signs have been planted, so I feel like it's coming soon. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
What do you think about
I
that?
just wanted to give a shout out to my mom and dad, and maybe my sister. I think they're watching. And,
Mary and Bill.
My best friend Erin, other Erin, is in the chat.
Yes.
So
Hi,
hi to
Erin.
her.
Hi, other Erin.
So that's all.
Okay, well, I wanted to ask you real quick, what do you think about the tag team titles? Do you like that idea, or when would you introduce them?
Well, I do like the idea, but what I'm most worried about is, like, would there be 2 sets for Raw and SmackDown, which I think would be overkill, but nothing else is only on one brand. So I don't know what they're going to do with that, or if they are going to merge everything eventually anyway. As far as when, I kind of like your idea about now holding it off a little bit, because it's like they've got everyone thinking about it, but so we're expecting it to happen, but maybe it won't for a while.
Right, like I'm feeling if you're going to do it now, you might as well go big or go home and do it at WrestleMania if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I think also just the idea of one tag team championship is better, but yeah, they have different champions for each brand, and I've said this before, I'm just a broken record here. I think that pretty much the titles should all be merged and just have the champions appear on both shows. That's how I would do it, at least. So we'll see what they do with the tag team titles. I should poll people and see what they think, if they want one set of women's tag team titles or if there should be 2, one on each brand. I just think there's so many titles as it is, it just becomes overkill. But anyways, Caitlin, you know, you got a great response for the No DQ review. Everyone's really happy about how you did on that. So again, thank you for being part of that, and we look forward to having you on more in the future. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you again for calling in. I really do appreciate it.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right. Take care. All right. That was Caitlin. Thank you, Caitlin, for calling in. I really do appreciate that. All right. We have Geo SEI Silver calling in. Hello there.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
So what is on your mind?
What is on my mind? Aaron, I have a question for you related to Sami Zayn, if I may.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. I feel like in this day and age, WWE is obviously, it's very PC. It's very, like, you know, we got to please the sponsors. And obviously, in-ring talent is, I wouldn't say more revered, but it's pretty important, especially to the crowd nowadays. And so I was thinking, you know, Daniel Bryan, I feel like could do this as well, but do you think Sami Zayn is one of those people who, if he was like, maybe not the face, but one of the top faces, he would be a good sort of representative of the WWE, sort of? Because he's like, he's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Likable, I guess? He's a very likable guy, and I seem like he could be a nice representative for the company. Do you agree?
I agree. I like Sami Zayn a lot more than people like Virtue. Virtue likes to say, oh, this guy's too small and he's a vanilla midget. But I think Sami's great. Going back to PWG on the indie scene, I mean, he always delivered in the ring. He's a great babyface, and surprisingly, I thought he did really well as a heel too. So I think whatever role he's in, he'll do well. I mean, my prediction at this point is that him and Kevin Owens, when they come back, they'll probably be coming back around the same time, and I could see them potentially being a babyface tag team. I don't know about him like being a top singles guy, but I definitely see him coming back as a babyface. Him and Owens as babyfaces. I think that that'll be really fun. So that would be my prediction at this point.
They are a solid act. I will give you that.
Oh, and real quick, Mohammed Hassan with a $2.79 super chat donation. Nikki's character is to be as overrated as possible. Ouch. Yeah, so some people like Bellas, some people hate Bellas. Where do you stand on the Bellas?
Bellas, well, I have a little sister. She is like 10 years old at this point, so it's like she loves the Bellas. So you know what? I give her a pass just because, you know, like they appeal to her. She loves them, so why not, right?
Right, and Caitlyn has great judgment, so if she likes the Bellas, I think they're okay.
Also, I should note that you guys are going to hate this, but my mom, I got her in wrestling a while ago, and she may or may not have named my little sister Bella.
Oh, wow, there you go. How about that?
Isabella, so yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
Instagram at Ren_Silver if you guys want a bunch of anime nerd stuff. I know that's probably not this demographic, but you know, whatever.
Could be. I know some in here, actually.
Yeah, all right. Well, coolio. But yeah, thank you for having me on call, Aaron.
I really appreciate it. Take care, my friend.
Of course, same to you.
All right, peace out.
Peace.
All right. Caitlin says, yes, I'm turning Aaron on to the Bellas. Well, the thing about the Bellas is I always enjoyed Total Bellas and Total Divas, like going back for years. All right, Jeff. All right, here we go. We got some action here. Good old JM is here for NoDQ's 20-year anniversary video. Awesome.
Hey.
How's it going, Jeff?
It's going very well. I've been watching along the entire, what are we doing now, 45 minutes almost?
Yeah, it's been about 40 minutes already. Going really fast.
Great show. I've been a lot of people calling in. I know you wanted me to be last, and that's awesome. But I have a plumber coming over here to fix our pipes, so I gotta get on before he gets here.
Is it Mario or Luigi?
Neither, unfortunately. It'd be like somebody was one of them too. Yeah.
Boo.
More like King Koopa. Anyway, just it's so surreal for me to be sitting here, 20 years after the debut of WWF.com and just, being a fan back then and sending in the live results to you when I was going to the shows at the Pond and the Forum even before the Staples Center was even open back then. So it was just really, it's just weird now to think that I've been around for 16 of those 20 years as I guess you call it an on-air talent, I guess you could, whatever, for lack of a better term. It's just, it's very cool that we've come so far. It seems like it's been a short amount of time, but it has been 20 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we've done so much. So I actually want to ask you a couple of questions since people are normally asking me stuff. So I wanted to ask you your all-time favorite Extreme Mayhem episode. For those of you that don't know, Extreme Mayhem was the audio show we did around 2002, 2003, 2004, and we did various interviews. So I want to know your favorite episode or favorite interview from that, and also your favorite Xmv moment, like the one that you remember the most fondly.
Oh, Lordy.
And then your favorite talk wrestling moment. So
okay. My favorite Extreme Mayhem moment was, honestly, it still rings true, the Bobby Heenan interviews that we did.
Yeah, definitely.
And just the response we got from those interviews, and the initial laugh that Bobby gave us when he made fun of Tony Schiavone on the phone, that was just so hysterical.
Flushing the toilet.
Us. And we all three of us were just giggling like little schoolgirls during that. It was really funny. And but just having somebody the stature of Bobby the Brain Heenan sort of give us credibility. It's like, hey, we've kind of made it early on, because we had Bobby really early, like within the first month we had him on the show.
Yeah.
So to have Bobby Heenan come on and lend us that little bit of credibility by saying, hey, we're interviewing a WWE. He wasn't a Hall of Famer yet, but he was going to be. So it was really cool.
I mean, you guys had no track record with the show. I mean, you guys were only doing it for like a month, and he was willing to be on. That was pretty friggin' awesome.
Yeah, and we happened to get a hold of Bobby's number, and we called him, and there he was, and off we went to the races, and we ended up staying in contact pretty much right up until he went into the Hall of Fame, and we were talking on a regular basis. We had him on the show another time after that, and it was just very. It was one of those things where it was early on surrealism, because we had a buddy in the business. It was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, and Nelson left a $5 super chat donation. He says, "Congrats on the 20-year anniversary, Aaron, Jeff, Virtue, Big G, Greg Cherry, and everyone else on NoDQ." Thank you for that. I really do appreciate it, Nelson. And Ken Terminated by Google left a $2 super chat donation. He says, my favorite talk wrestling moment is anytime Jeff rants. So there you go, Jeff. And
that was every episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot. This guy with a $2 super chat donation says, Jeff is awesome. Jeff and Cherry fight forever. Oh, so did you hear that previous call? Like, he wants to see a 30-minute Iron Man match for the finale of this season of Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Are you on board with that if you make it?
If I make it to the finals and win the tournament and face Greg, I'm down.
All right, well, keep in mind, you're probably going to be facing me when I get through Scott, so you're going to have to...
Screw, that's it. It's over with.
You're going down, Jeff. I'm going to take care of you. I'm still fuming from that previous match and all those stupid questions, so I'm looking for my payback. But then again, Greg is still going to screw me over, perhaps. That's right. But then again, he might try to screw you over just because he doesn't want to face you. So anything's possible. But anyways, favorite XMV moment?
Well, but first of all, let me say, Virtue, yes, I do know about the $100 bounty. I would love to see one of us get $100. That'd be awesome. XMV moment, God, there were so many good ones that we did over the years. But the one that really, I don't know if it's a fond memory necessarily, but when we went and interviewed Rob the second time, just before he came back for the Royal Rumble, 2006 Royal Rumble, when we were at his comic book store and Sandman was there, and Sandman was completely blitzed throughout the whole signing.
Yeah.
And we went to dinner at the Japanese place across the street, and he was trying to sling raw meat at all of us because he was so drunk, and Rob's wife at the time had to calm him down. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was a great time. And didn't Sandman pay for the bill? Like, we were going to pay for it, and he's like, nah, don't worry about it. And he just threw out a bunch of 20s.
Yes, Sandman, as messed up as he was, he took care of everybody. It was really cool to see him take care of us. It's one of those moments where you don't expect it to happen, and here he is, for lack of a better word, a big star in the business like Sandman, taking care of us little guys. It was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And
that was, if I recall, that was one of the last times the original three were all together, because we had a little bit of a party of the ways not too long after that. So
yeah, that was the
things where we're never going to get that back,
Yeah, that was the end of the original three of us and that run with XMV. But anyways, Steve-O just left a $2 super chat donation. He says, happy 20th, Aaron. Get me back on Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Hey, that's Greg's department. If Greg did not get you in the tournament, that's not my fault. It wasn't my fault, as Snitsky would say.
It wasn't my fault.
Landon Imes says, with a $2 super chat donation, how do we call in for questions? Love NoDQ. On Skype, nodqrift@gmail.com is my Skype account. So XMV, I just wanted to share one of my favorite moments. I have a bunch of them, but just in general, the X-Pac interview and him smoking weed in my car and me pretty much freaking out, and Waltman's like, dude, it's cool, I got a card, and I'm like.
Well, what's funny is that kind of spun off the China appearance, because we interviewed him right after she went to jail.
Oh yeah, so that's an experience in itself. Really, not the most pleasant experience, but yeah, that was
really weird couple of weeks for sure.
It sure was. And another one that's really memorable is you getting bitch slapped by the human tornado. That
was me and Lee both got one of those.
Yeah, you're right. And of course,
we took one right in the middle of the PWG parking lot.
Yeah, you guys were crazy. I mean, the road trips we did and the camping trip with everybody getting messed up, and we're not going to talk about that.
No, I was just talking to somebody about the camping trip, somebody that's become a good friend of mine the last year or so, and she was mortified.
Yeah, we were all nuts back then. Maybe we still are. XMV was a lot of fun, great memories. But what about Talk Wrestling? Anything that sticks out to you in particular? I know you dressed up as Santa was always a lot of fun, doing the Santa gimmick.
That wasn't me though. We proved that on Twitter this morning.
That is true. That is very true. But
it wasn't me in the Santa suit. We proved it on Twitter. No. It was cool to do different gimmicks. It was cool to do Santa. It was cool to have different location shoots for Talk Wrestling over the years. Even when we came back in 2014 and did the shoot at Venice Beach with Rob, that was really cool. Seeing his friend's house in 2008 when his first major interview after leaving WWE in 2007, that was cool to have that backdrop and have an hour with him, and we ended up getting 3 episodes out of it. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
Going back to the old style of doing interviews where we had Terry on the phone and we had her on speakerphone in my kitchen.
Yeah, that was
different.
Yeah, that was that where the dog kept barking the entire time, and
yes.
you were just getting
Both
so
dogs,
frustrated.
Her dog and mine both. Yes.
Yeah, you were just losing your shit there, basically.
Well, it's because Cannon was still a puppy, and he was crazy. So it was cool though. So we had that. Honestly, probably my favorite Talk Wrestling memory was anytime you went outside of your apartment complex or my house and did something on the road, just because it made me remember the XMV days.
Yeah, definitely. Those were so much fun, and we're gonna see how this goes for Survivor Series, because I'm gonna have the cameras rolling, and we're gonna be doing the live streams, and everyone's gonna be there. Well, not everybody. I mean, I wish a lot of us that are part of the Team NoDQ could be there, but
it just sucks if people can't come.
Yeah, Stefan just left a $2 super chat donation. He says, "On lunch, happy anniversary, Aaron. Here's to 20 more." Thank you for that, Stefan. And it's been a great pleasure to have you part of the team for so many years and have some of the recent additions to the channel. I mean, you guys are all great, and the people that have been supporting and actually remember all the old stuff and they're still around. I mean, that's really remarkable.
Well, I was mentioning to you and to Caitlin and a few of the others I've been talking with in chat the last couple of weeks that I finally got a cord for my my external hard drive replaced, so I'm able to watch the old XMVs, and my goodness, were we stupid.
Oh yeah, we did some stupid shit. I'm gonna have to show off some of those videos pretty soon, just to show off how big of a
boneheads we were.
Yeah, I'm not even sure which term is proper for that, but I think boneheads is a pretty good one.
Yes, exactly. It's one of those things where it's been 16 for me. It's been 20 for you. I've been with it since the beginning. I've been with you guys since the beginning, and I'm looking forward to Survivor Series. I'm looking forward, hopefully, to SummerSlam. If I can get Dylan and I out there for next summer, he'll be off school anyway, so it makes sense. So it'll be cool to see.
If you can make it to SummerSlam, that could be like the biggest one of all time, because so many people live in close proximity to Toronto. Caitlin's there, Virtue's there, Stefan's not too far, he's in Kentucky. A lot of people from Chicago could probably make the trip, people from New York. I mean, it's really a great location. Not so much for you being in California, but
I have a really good friend in Toronto who will probably put Dylan and I up for the night. So that could work out.
There you go. That would be great. So we'll cross the fingers and we'll see how things go. Again, to everybody watching, it's all in the early planning stages, but we've definitely been talking about the idea of doing like a really big meetup for 2019. And you know what would be cool? Like if we could do like a really big live panel and have like an audience and have people asking us questions, like like an actual, if you go to the conventions and you see the panels and all that stuff, like that would be really fun if like we could all do that together and we could have an actual audience for that.
Definitely something to think about possibly doing, because if we're gonna have the entire panel there, we might as well go big or go home, like you said earlier about the tag titles. We might as well go big or go home.
Yeah, go big or go home. All right. Well, thank you, Jeff, for calling in. Your plugs.
A week from Sunday, November 18th, Survivor Series Sunday, we're gonna be at Smashburger for the NoDQ 20th anniversary. We're gonna have everybody there. My son's gonna be there. Everybody's gonna be everybody that's able to come is gonna be hanging out. It's gonna be a fun time for everybody. Break the wallets out, because you're going to spend a lot of money today between Smashburger and WWE. You're going to be probably dropping a good few coins.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Jeff, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks for that one. Actually, it's coming up really soon.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, Jeff. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye now.
All right. Bye. All right. So that was good old JM Jeff Meacham. Curtis with a $2 super chat donation says, "A constant nuisance says happy anniversary." All right, I am not recognizing this person, so if they're going to try some crap, I'm kind of paranoid. Hello, how's it going?
What's up, Aaron?
Hey, okay, so I was scared for a minute because I didn't see like a username, and I thought, is this one of those guys that's going to call in and use a racial term? But now that I see you, and I see you got the NoDQ beanie, I know you're all good. So how's it going, man?
I'm okay, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Anything on your mind wrestling-wise, or anything else you would like to discuss?
Just a quick note. Happy birthday to the channel.
Thank you.
Happy 20-year anniversary. And I also wanted to ask you a wrestling question.
All right, go for it.
Out of all the pay-per-views you've ever been, could you rank them from your favorite to least favorite?
All right, yeah. Before I get to that, Nelson left a $5 super chat donation. Classic NoDQ moment, no caller ID calling in, and you guys winging it with the issues with the stream quality at a pay-per-view review this year. Yeah, so for those of you that don't remember that, yeah, the live stream back post Money in the Bank live stream was basically sabotaged, and we had to improvise. And I know Caitlin really enjoyed that one, which I appreciate.
I remember coming home and listening to the review, and I just hear you guys wanted to end the review, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And then after you guys continued, I heard everything that was going on. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was kind of messed up. I mean, that weekend was just so much fun. It was literally just that one call where I was having issues, and I really have to thank Virtue and Stefan for stepping it up. And I was kind of getting frustrated and annoyed. I just wanted to just end the stream, and they're like, no, let's keep going. So, you know, hats off to them for being professionals and all that stuff. But anyways, to answer your question, the pay-per-views that I've been to, so obviously the 2 Chicago shows, Money in the Bank and NXT TakeOver, both of those were towards the top. I would probably go with one of the WrestleManias I did. I'm always torn between 21 and 31 just because I thought 21 had the best match of either pay-per-view with Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. But with that said, I think 31 was a more consistently good show from start to finish. So I might give the slight edge to 31. Part of the problem is 31, I had some personal drama going on at the time, so that kind of had a negative impact on my experience of WrestleMania. But Seth Rollins winning at the end was just such a cool way to end the show. And the fireworks going off and everything. So I would probably still give it to WrestleMania 31, but as far as a single match goes, you know, Michaels Angle, best live match I've ever seen in WWE. I was also at the 99 Rumble, but that would probably actually be towards the bottom. It was an entertaining pay-per-view, but let's face it, it was basically just a bunch of entrances and shenanigans going on, and the matches weren't really that good. It was a totally different era, but it was very fun to watch, though. The crowd was not happy about Vince winning. I was also at the 2013 Royal Rumble. That one was pretty good. I did enjoy seeing The Rock win the title one more time. Royal Rumble, that Rumble was better than the 99 Rumble, I will say that much. So I was at No Way Out 2008, and that one was a lot of fun. That was the 2 Elimination Chambers. Undertaker won one of them. I think Triple H won the other. So that's somewhere in the middle. That was a good show, though. And the SummerSlams, you know, the best SummerSlam in LA. I went to all 6 of them, I believe. I would have to say 2013 with CM Punk versus Lesnar was the top one of that. And then probably 2010 with Nexus losing to Cena was probably the bottom of the pack with those. And 2012, I don't remember being particularly great either. Landon Mine left a $2 super chat donation. I messaged you on Skype, Aaron, got a question. All right, so we'll get Landon on here in a second. Anyways, anything you would like to plug or promote?
With the winter season coming up, make sure everyone go get a NoDQ beanie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I gotta start plugging those again now that we got the cold weather. And thank you for wearing one right now.
No problem, man.
All right, well,
amazing.
Thank you so much for calling in. I really do appreciate it.
No problem, man. Enjoy the rest of the video. Let me get back to it.
All right, take care, brother.
You too.
All right, bye. All right, so I know other people are trying to call in here, and thank you to everyone who is trying, and I appreciate the patience. Oh yeah, if anyone's actually thinking about doing SummerSlam, it is in Canada, so you do need a passport. If you're flying, if you're driving, you can use a pass card. I, at the moment, only have a pass card, but I'm hopeful that I will be able to drive to that in 2019. So we'll see how that goes. All right, looks like we got Interstate Kyle calling in. All right, let's do this. Interstate Kyle, how's it going, brother?
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very happy with how this video is going. No people calling in with racial comments, so that's always a big positive. Kyle, what's up, man?
Oh, not much. Just kind of freezing my ass off right now. It is hella cold where I am. It didn't even hit 45 degrees today.
Damn, I mean, it was pretty cold here, but not that cold. Where are you at, Tahoe right now? Kyle? Ruh-roh. I think we might have lost Kyle. Kyle, are you there? I guess being in the high elevation.
Hello.
Oh, you're back. There you are. I was going to say...
Sorry about that.
You're in Tahoe, right?
Yeah, I am in Tahoe, and it's like really cold right now, but
Yeah,
it's been warmer than normal, but today, for some reason, it just decided to get cold.
Right, and I know up there in the high elevation, it can get pretty cold, and you might lose your reception too. Sometimes the service is dicey there. Tahoe's an awesome place, though. I highly recommend it. I'm actually... I've been in the process of watching Total Divas this week, and they're doing an episode in Tahoe. I mean, that place definitely, looking at it on television, doesn't do it justice. I mean, it's definitely a really cool place to visit, and I have a lot of fun memories there. Tahoe's a really cool place. So I'm jealous that you get to hang out there so much.
Yeah, it's pretty nice just having a house here, just coming up here whenever we want to. And winter has not come yet, so we're still up here. So.
Well, brace yourself. Winter is coming. Anyways, Kyle, any wrestling topics or anything else you would like to discuss?
No, not really. I'm really looking forward to Survivor Series. It's my first Survivor Series I'm ever going to, so that's something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. This is actually the checklist of wrestling events. I've done all the big four except for Survivor Series. So this will finally complete the 4 events, doing all of them at one time or another. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. And yeah, my next step is to do a WWE show in Canada, which will hopefully be SummerSlam.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I've always wanted to go to like WrestleMania on the East Coast or something like that too, just for an experience. But
yeah,
looks like they'll be coming out here to the West Coast soon enough once Vegas and LA finish their stadiums.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'll definitely be going out for those for sure. But yeah, it's like SummerSlam Toronto, just being in that city and knowing their history. I mean, Chicago was so much fun. That crowd is really amazing. I mean, every once in a while they kind of go overboard with the chants and whatnot, but man, it was just such a fun atmosphere for both shows in Chicago. Like, I've never been to an event with a crowd like that before. I mean, the Chicago fans are really incredible. So that was the experience for sure. And we'll see how Toronto goes. I mean, I'm sure it'll be much of the same.
Yeah, I'd also like to visit Montreal too, because I've heard their crowds are really cool too.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would be a really fun show also. I don't know any French though, so I might have to struggle a little bit.
And from what I hear, it's pretty easy to get around there. Like, a lot of people there speak English, from what I understand. I mean, I have a lot of hockey friends that live in Montreal and stuff like that, and English is just as prominent as French. So
it would be cool to go to the arena just because that's where the Montreal Screwjob happened.
Yeah.
Oh, and Chase Game says, which SummerSlam did you go to? I did all 6 LA SummerSlams from 2009 to 2014, 6 in a row. That's pretty crazy. And yeah, this will be my first SummerSlam though. I've done 2 Rumbles and 2 WrestleManias. How about you, Kyle? Where do you stand with the WrestleManias and SummerSlams and all that?
So, unfortunately, I couldn't go to any of the LA SummerSlams because at the time, school started. SummerSlam always happened right when school started, and I was kind of screwed.
Yeah, I forget you're still a baby.
Yeah. Damn. But, I would love to go to SummerSlam. I mean, it's kind of nice that they're getting out of the Barclays Center and going somewhere different for once. I mean, I get why they kind of do it in certain locations for a period of time, but at the same time, everybody else kind of misses out. I mean, look at the next 3 pay-per-views. They're going to have it all on the West Coast. Like, San Jose is getting TLC, Survivor Series is getting LA is getting Survivor Series, and the Rumbles in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'd love to do Phoenix. If I wasn't already doing Survivor Series, I would definitely consider doing that. But I got to save up for a number of reasons. So yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. And what do you think about Virtue? He's been kind of negative towards you. Do you have anything to say to Virtue? I'm stirring the pot.
I don't have any problems with Virtue. I don't know what his deal is with me. I mean, he says I'm not on video a lot. Well, frick, I got a YouTube channel, man. I got to maintain my subscribers and do my job as a road filmer, and then I work full time. So, I mean, Plus, I've been sick over the summer, and thankfully now I'm actually a lot better than I have been. So thank God for that.
Yeah, Amir says, and I'm glad you're doing better, by the way, Kyle. Amir says, what's the best TNA show I went to? I've only been to one, and that was the Turning Point where Randy Savage did his last match, and that was kind of sad. Wasn't a good match, and obviously his last match. The main event, though, was friggin' incredible. That was America's Most Wanted versus Triple X, Daniels and Elix Skipper. That's when Elix Skipper did that walk on the top of the cage. That just blew me away watching that live. We were all like, please don't die. I mean, that chant really was very appropriate for that scenario. But anyways, Kyle, you want to go ahead with your plugs?
Of course, as you guys know, I'm Interstate Kyle. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube at Interstate Kyle. You guys can pledge to my Patreon at Interstate Kyle. Right now I got 6 Patreons, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with how that's turning out. Maybe one day we'll get a NoDQ Patreon one of these days.
Yeah, I definitely, everyone check out Interstate Kyle. Go to his page, and thank you so much for the call, my friend.
Of course, Aaron, and happy anniversary with the website.
Thank
Glad
you.
to be here.
And I look forward to hanging out when we're in LA.
Yeah, only 8 days away until I'm on the road. I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a really fun time. Smash Burger, gonna be a blast.
Oh yeah, my first time there, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Sounds good, man. All right, take care.
All right, see you, Aaron. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, so that was Interstate Kyle. I know Jeremiah Dorset tried calling in, so Jeremiah, if you're... Oh, wait. Well, now TJS is calling in. All right, so we'll get TJS on. Hello, TJS. How's it going?
Chris, man, how are you?
I'm doing very well, and you've even been brought up on this video already. You have a fan with your Charlotte is a man comment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there you go. So I was scared we were going to get a lot of backlash for that, but I guess I guess you do have some fans, so there you go.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to my biggest fan, Dylan Falk. He loves me.
He loves you.
Anyway, oh yeah. Has anyone sang happy birthday to the site yet?
Not Caitlin, Cindy did.
Oh, well, I was gonna say.
Did you see the tweet? Did you see the tweet?
No, I haven't. I've been away from social media like all day. I've been busy, but I figured I would do the call in real quick. What time does this end? Is it just?
I'm just ending it when I feel like ending it. We're just gonna go for a while here. Landon, I left a $2 super chat donation. Says, do we have to call you on Skype or message you? Well, if you want me to answer the question, you can just text it, or you could just send it in the text in the chat, or call, whatever you prefer. I mean, we're doing call-ins, but I'll also answer questions with the super chats as well. So whatever you guys want to do with that. Yeah. So Caitlin, I wish she would like sing or something, but maybe later. But anyways, TJS. Anything else on your mind? Okay, I am not answering this call from Butthole. If you're gonna try to call and try to disrupt the video, you got to come up with a better name than that. Sorry, Butthole. Literally, the name is Butthole. Maybe Caitlin can dance for me.
I just heard your phone ding. Was that the anonymous Raw general manager?
That's just the indication that there was a missed call.
Okay, well, I just wanted to talk about 2 things real quick. So you reported, or we read the reports on NoDQ about Braun Strowman apparently having behavior issues, about him arriving late and leaving early. What is your take on this? Do you think that this is true, firstly? And do you think that this could have been why he didn't win the title at Crown Jewel?
Well, that could explain why he did not win the title when a lot of us thought that he was going to win the title. Who knows how accurate that is? I mean, it is just a rumor. Might not be true. I mean, there's also been reports that he's been working with an injury, so it very well could be that. I mean, who knows at this point? There may be something going on with him. It is just really weird that he isn't being pushed into that Universal title picture when he's clearly the guy. I mean, I'm just confused by it because he's the guy Vince wants. He's this big monster, and I know like over the years we haven't really seen the big monster guy like be carrying the company, even though he is you know, a Vince guy. He's a larger than life attraction. Maybe Vince's attitude is he just he's not in that role where he needs to be the champion. He's just the, you know, special attraction like Andre was, and doesn't need the title. So that could be any number of things.
Well, do you think that Braun's going to end up being the next Ryback? Because I'm starting to worry. Because, I mean, he has the get these hands as opposed to feed me more. And,
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's cooling off a little bit, definitely. And feuding with Baron Corbin, I'm not sure how that's going to do him any favors. You know, the Strowman-Owens feud, I don't think did him any favors. And then he goes heel after that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like booking-wise, WWE is starting to drop the ball on him and not capitalize on his momentum. He should be the guy, in my opinion.
He should have been the guy a year ago when he turned on his team at TLC when they did the whole garbage truck thing. That's when he should have. I mean, and he lost to Lesnar at No Mercy off one F5. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And you were there for that show, right?
Which show?
The No Mercy show.
No Mercy.
17. It had Cena and Reigns too.
Yes, with Lesnar and Strowman. Yeah, that match was just boring.
Did Brock get booed for winning? Do you remember?
Crowd was just flat because they were expecting more of a match. Like, they were teasing something big was going to happen, and then nothing happened. Like, the crowd was chanting, "We want tables," and then they went right to the finish. So you can imagine the crowd's like interested in the carnage and something crazy happening, and then the match just ended. So you tell me.
Yeah, I mean, it's awful. And, I mean, second thing here is what I think about Brock Lesnar's Universal title reign.
Oh, and real quick. Oh, wait. Oh, go ahead.
Did you hear it?
I did hear it. That was a toilet flushing for those of you that could not hear it. So you're basically copying Bobby Heenan, because Heenan did that on Extreme Mayhem with Mike and Jeff way back in the day.
I'm just done with Brock. Anyway, you have a super chat?
Yeah, Landon Mine said, he left a $2 super chat. He said, "I was B-hole, Aaron. I'll change my name. I'll call." All right. Well, now that we know, you might as well just use B-hole now that I know. Just let me know which name you're calling under. So, you know what would be funny if, like, he's been leaving all these super chats and then he says something racist or something, and he's one of the trolls.
Well, he spent the money. He wasted his money to say it.
Pretty much. Like, that's really dedication if you're going to actually send me super chats only to troll everybody here and try to sabotage the video. That is really some dedication right there.
There's been no sabotage thus far, correct?
Nothing at this point. I have been monitoring, but I haven't seen... I mean, there was only the one call where there was no actual name on it, but other than that, like, I recognize all the people that have called in.
Awesome. So that's good. I'm glad that things are going good. Just wanted to say, really, really love being a part of Team NoDQ. It's awesome. I always, of course, that's where I get my news from, because the thing is that we don't post things that are false usually. I mean, we're not clickbaits. We just try to report the best news. We try to make the best videos, and that's why NoDQ's been running for 20 years, because and you obviously know what you're doing, man. And
well, thank you for that.
Keep it up, man. We got another 20 in us, I think. So,
yeah, I agree on that. I plan to be doing this when I'm in the senior citizens home. I'll be 70 years old, all grumpy, and talking about wrestling with whatever technology they have then, unless we die from World War III or something, which hopefully that doesn't happen. But, bearing any human disaster that wipes out the planet, I hope to be here 50 years from now doing this.
Definitely, man. Sounds great. I'll go ahead and give my plugs. NoDQ.com/TJS. You can Facebook me there. And, of course, Twitter @NoDQ_TJS. I'm going to get off here. I get plenty of time to talk.
You're getting off?
So. Oh, well, not that kind of get off. But
okay.
I'm going to hang up the phone now. So,
all right.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you letting me call in. I love being a part of the site, like I said. And,
pleasure to have you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. And I know we're both straight edge, so we could do a non-alcoholic toast to Team NoDQ.
There you go. There's a toast right there with the water, the NoDQ lotion. All right, my friend. Yeah. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right, man. See you.
All right, take care. All right, got a few more super chats here. This guy with a $5 one says, Vince doesn't like nor care about the Giants. They will never be the face of the company. And hold on a second here. We got Butthole calling in. He said, Andre, Big Show, Undertaker, Braun. Which, good point there. Oh, we got an echo there. You got to turn off the sound on that. No worries. I'm reading off this other super chat donation. Nelson with a $2 one. He says, what's your vision for No DQ for the next 20 years? Nelson, I'll answer that here in a second. I want to answer the call here. So, Butthole, how's it going?
Sorry, no, I tried to change my name to Anime Bro or just anything to get you to answer. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing very well. So what's on your mind?
Hi there. I just wanted to call and say a happy 20th anniversary for No DQ.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Bottom of my heart, man. You answered my tweet a few hours ago. I was the guy who said that I've been around since 2007 on your site and was talking about wrestling trivia. Wrestling trivia challenge, and I'm digging it, man. I can remember back to like being in middle school and reading about like the 8-card stud tournament spoilers on NoDQ.com for TNA, just old stuff, you know.
That's way back in the day for sure.
Yeah, I've been around for a while, man. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, and I'm glad you guys made it this far.
I really do appreciate that. Any questions or any comments you have about wrestling?
Yeah, I did have a question for you. I was gonna ask you if you had any is there any bottom tier unsung kind of hero wrestlers in WWE's current roster that you kind of wish would be pushed to the moon? Because I often think when I look at the roster right now, I often look at Cesaro. When I put together my top 5 favorite current WWE wrestlers, I always look at him and I'm just I really, really wish he would get at least one world title run. I was wondering if you have any guy that you watch, even a tag team match, and you're just oh my god, I love him. Is there anyone that that you might
like a fanboy type of man? I'm really into this guy. I wish they would do more with him.
Maybe you think he deserves. Maybe you don't think he deserves it. But is there anyone that you just can't help but love?
Well, I mean, I do love Aiden English, as I've been very vocal about. I really like the singing gimmick, and I feel like he should be on TV every week. Of course, I love the Usos. I think that they've really stepped it up in recent years, and they're probably the best tag team in WWE, maybe the world right now. I mean, arguably, you can say the Young Bucks, too, are up there, but I just love the Usos. They're very entertaining. They can do the great matches, plus they can do the sports entertainment, which, that's the package there. So I love them, and I'm glad they're starting to get pushed again. Unfortunately, my fear is Aiden's never going to be seen again.
He hasn't been around over the last couple of weeks, has he?
Yeah, I mean, he lost the match to Rusev on SmackDown and has pretty much disappeared. I do like Elias, and I think he still has some potential to be right up there at the top.
Yeah.
I do agree with Virtue. I think Elias is a real gem in WWE, and
me too.
I think he's done way better than I think people were expecting. I mean, he was the Drifter and basically not even a mid-card NXT act, and I think a lot of people were just writing him off. And he really surprised everybody. He came in and made a really big deal. And Virtue says, I'm the epitome of honesty, better than the deceased George Carlin. Wow, Virtue. You're comparing yourself to George Carlin. You are really trolling people now.
That's a fellow atheist. I love you, George Carlin.
Oh, George Carlin's the man. Absolute legend. But anyways... yeah, those are the guys at the top of my list. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that I could think of. Okay. I mean, I love Samoa Joe. I wish he would get a run as the heel WWE champion. I don't know if the timing was off with AJ because of the CM Punk. That's why I feel AJ's still the champion, quite frankly, so we can break CM Punk's number. But I feel like Joe as a heel champion would be really cool. And I'm just, I've been a fan of his going back to 2000 because my dad used to work for this indie promotion around 2000, and Samoa Joe wrestled for that promotion. So I saw him when he had the bleach blonde hair, if any of you remember him that far back.
Of course.
And I liked him back then. I thought this guy's a really good worker, and he just seems like he gets the business. So I was really happy when TNA signed him. And I feel like, I'm happy he's in WWE. He made it, but I'd like to see him get a run as champion, as a monster heel. I think he has the it factor. So yeah, I'm a little bummed that Joe hasn't gotten that big run as champion yet, and he just seems to be falling short. Like he fell short against Lesnar, he fell short against Reigns, and now he's falling short against AJ. So maybe we'll see something happen with him in 2019.
Yeah, see, fun fact about that. It's actually kind of cool to hear you say that because I work like an hour and 45 minutes away from where I live, and I was listening to your guys' last NoDQ review the other day when you guys were talking about Elias.
Right.
I actually really liked that conversation because I thought I was kind of alone on that. Just a weird, fun story. Like I think in like last year's Universe mode, my WWE 2K was it 17 yet? Or sorry, 18. Elias, I always, because I watched him in NXT and I loved the whole like, you know, skinny jeans, like, you know, drifter. The dude doesn't wear wrist tape. He wears bandanas around. He puts money in his guitar. I thought that was super cool and unique and very like maybe would have worked in the 90s. And I gave him like a 8-month run with the Intercontinental title on like my Universe mode. And watching him on Raw, I remember back when he was, you know, kind of the weird side plot of the Miz and Dean Ambrose Intercontinental title feud and stuff. Like, and they were trying to push him, and then like nothing really ever happened. But beyond Cesaro, I would agree with you. I think Elias is, even back when he was Elias Samson, he's always been kind of one of my unsung guys who just has always impressed me. You know, I've watched wrestling since I was 3 years old, and with how much I love it today and seeing how much you like Elias, I totally agree. I mean, I think the guy deserves some spotlight, and he's grown a lot for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of been under the radar, and then all of a sudden he just started getting hot, and the music act really caught on, and it became a regular thing on television every week. But anyways, thank you so much for the call. I really do appreciate it.
Sure, sorry to keep you so long.
Oh, not a problem. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
Yeah, sure. It's irrelevant to wrestling, but the way you pronounce my name on YouTube is Landonime, Landonime. I started a little anime analysis and a review channel about 5 months ago.
Well, there you go.
Do anime analysis and watch wrestling on the side. And if you guys want to come on over, I'd have a good time. And thanks for the call, Aaron.
Well, I mean, earlier we had somebody who was mentioning anime, and I was like, you know, I know somebody in the chat room, so this will bring people together. This will bring people together if you're an anime fan. Check out.
It was me who super chatted you the other day. I was like, well, hey, Aaron, what's your favorite anime? And you said you don't watch anime. And I was like, oh shit, all right.
Is that the guy with like the yellow spiky hair? Like, I don't know his name, but is that kind of stuff? Okay, yeah, I don't follow that, but
it's just Japanese animation. But I talk about it. I've seen over 600. I'm kind of a critic and an expert on it. And if you guys want to come over and watch my analysis videos, do it. And I appreciate the call, Aaron. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Take care, my friend.
Yep, you too.
All right, peace out. All right, so that was Butthole, but he also has a proper name, so go check out his anime channel for that. And yeah, make sure you guys check out the plugs from everybody. Let's bring the NoDQ community together, get us all interacting and just being one big family, because that's what it's all about. And you know, I feel like you guys are all part of the NoDQ family and a big part of my life. So from the bottom of my heart, I just wanted to thank you all again. I know I say it a lot, but it really is true. I mean, I have so much fun doing these videos, and to me it's not work. That's what's really cool about this for many years, is that I'm having fun, and I'm really grateful and I feel fortunate to be able to do this. And now we got Oscar here. Hey Oscar, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Aaron?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for calling in.
Cool, man. Like I said earlier on Twitter, happy 20th, brother, and 20 more years forward, all right?
I appreciate it very much. So what's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to know, I've been noticing now that Crown Jewel has merrily gone its way, I've noticed, making my rounds on the internet, that I think people are starting to realize why Evolution was made. So my question to you is, won't it be very, very suspicious if... First of all, question number one is, what do you think about an Evolution sequel? Should it remain an October pay-per-view, or... where I was leading to earlier, is Evolution or a women's pay-per-view going to hover around a Saudi Arabia show just to say, sorry, ladies, you can't come?
Okay, I think that's lame if they do that. I think they should just stick to the one a year and just do it in October, since October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Why not? I mean, to me, it's fitting. I like it. Although, I kind of like the idea of Halloween Havoc coming back, and I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I wish they would do like a Halloween themed pay-per-view. I mean, that's one thing I miss about WCW. I miss their pay-per-views with the sets. Like, I always liked the Halloween Havoc set with the giant pumpkin and the scary dude. That was so much fun back in the day. I miss those old school sets. And I just miss like the Halloween themed pay-per-view where maybe the announcers dress up and you could even do like the Halloween themed matches on that pay-per-view. So yeah, I would like to see Halloween Havoc back, but yeah, Evolution, if not Halloween Havoc, then yeah, I think Evolution should just be the October pay-per-view. Although you could do one for the women and then one for the men and women, but maybe that's a little bit overkill. I still prefer one pay-per-view a month and not overdoing it. Oh, by the way, TK with a $5 super chat, and she called in earlier. Got to go. Night, everyone. A great 20 years and more to come. Thanks for taking my call from your biggest lady super fan, TK.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for that. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but I appreciate it very much, TK. You take care and have a great night. And Caitlin may take exception to that comment, though. But anyways, so yeah, anything else you would like to discuss or promote?
No, I was just wondering, like I said, after Evolution, especially the Saudi Arabia mess and all that, what is the future? Is this now where we can see what this women's revolution means to WWE? Because I just have this feeling, again, they signed a whatever year contract with Saudi Arabia, fine, whatever. But I just have this suspicious feeling that when the next Saudi Arabia show is going to be announced, out of nowhere, hey, it's, I don't know, WWE, again, it's another women's only. So do you think, is that, because we both know how this company works, can you see them doing it? And don't you think that would be stupid of them to do it? Again, this is WWE logic we're talking about.
I do think it would be stupid. And Jeremiah, I will try to answer your call here shortly. And to Marshall, it's nodqrift@gmail.com. Yeah, I think Evolution should not be right next to the Saudi Arabia show. Don't draw attention to it.
Right.
I think that's the problem when they're so close together. People just, put two and two together. So if it was me, and obviously Saudi Arabia thing's a 10-year deal, so there's more of those shows to come. I would just keep them as separate as possible. But anyways, anything you would like to plug or promote?
No, not much, man. Just again, congratulations on 20 years. And I was there actually way before you were doing NoDQ video, but I've been there since the beginning, and I'll continue to support you, brother. You're doing a great job. And like I said, if you come to the East Coast, WrestleMania next year, you know where to hit.
Yeah, I got so many friends there. I mean, it's really tempting. But if I don't, I will definitely be at SummerSlam in Toronto. So if any of you on the East Coast can make it by any chance, maybe we could plan something out for next year, like do the biggest NoDQ meetup of all time.
That'd be cool. And if you can't make it to the East Coast or Mania, I'll gladly take the reins. We'll do an East Coast NoDQ meetup. Who cares? But all right, man. Have a good night, and I'm going to continue watching the video.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care, my friend.
You too, bro. Bye.
All right. So Jeremiah did try calling. I have another person calling right now. I'm kind of scared because, again, I don't know. There's no name here. So should I answer it? I'm going to try. We've been doing so good here. Hello. Got a delay. Anybody there?
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh.
Yeah, we got an echo.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Sorry, is this me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But I hear an echo too. Oh, you're gonna need to try to figure it out. Maybe try calling in a few minutes. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we gotta move on here because I've too many technical difficulties. And as Virtue said, dead air is not a good thing. So we got to keep moving here. At least it wasn't like a racist call or anything. He's probably just having some technical issues. So hopefully he can figure that out. Jeremiah, where are you at? I know you've been trying to call in The Skype line is open. I know Jeremiah's been a big supporter of the channel for a long time. Nelson with the $2 super chat donation, and here he goes changing the subject off of wrestling. Did you watch Bohemian Rhapsody? I did not. I heard mixed things about it, so I'm kind of I may watch it when it is released on Netflix or whatever. I'm bummed out that Freddie Mercury wasn't portrayed by Sacha Baron Cohen. I mean, that was the original rumor, and I think Sacha would have been great. So if it was Sacha in that role, I probably would have gone to see it. But, I mean, I went to Halloween, and I think I've done my movie ticket buying, even though I didn't buy that ticket. A friend actually, shout out to Josh, by the way, if he's watching this. He gave me a ticket for that. Spoiler, Freddie Mercury dies. Well, damn it. Thank you for spoiling the movie for me. Okay, so I have no idea where Jeremiah is. He was trying to call in, and now he has just disappeared. So if anybody else wants to call in, kayfabe, we got to hear from you. You called in once before. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel. And I thought you did great on that first call. So kayfabe, it's the 20-year anniversary. You got to call in, man. You're one of the stars of our channel and our site. So you got to do it, kayfabe. Caitlin wants you to call in. You got to call in. Oh, wait. Jeremiah's calling in now. Dang it. All right. No, just kidding. Jeremiah, how's it going, my friend?
What's going on, Aaron? Congrats to 20 years.
I appreciate it. And I know you've been a supporter of the channel for a while. So what's on your mind?
Well, Aaron, I actually do have two questions I want to ask you, Aaron.
Go for it.
The first question is, in your opinion, what was the most disappointing storyline payoff in wrestling history? I mean, I remember when you asked me, you know, that question in a previous edition of NoDQ's video back in 2013, you know, the one about the invasion storyline?
Yes.
And I actually totally agree with you, Aaron, because I remember back in 2001 watching the pay-per-view with my dad, and I remember, you know, watching, you know, Y2J winning the undisputed title and all, but, you know, here we are in 2018, and it got me thinking here, Aaron, like, what happened? Like 17 years ago, Aaron, the invasion storyline and the NWO, it was the most disappointing storyline payoff in wrestling history. I mean, if it was up to me, Aaron, the NWO should have interfered in the Austin Rock match at WrestleMania 17.
Yes, or anything. Anything would have been better than what they did.
And of course, Aaron, let's not forget about, you know, the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. In fact, I think Scott Hall and Kevin Nash probably should have been WWE Tag Team Champions at that time if the invasion storyline was done proper.
I mean, there's so many things they could have done. I think the big problem was obviously not pushing the WCW stars. That was obviously a big factor. And then, of course, not bringing in
the ECW guys. Sorry to cut you off. And
no problem.
ECW guys.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, the reason that didn't work was because WWE owned both companies. They owned WCW and ECW. Yet Vince did not want those guys going over his guys like Austin. And then, of course, Austin went to the Alliance, which was another issue too. I mean, there were just so many problems with that. The whole thing was, yeah, probably the biggest disappointment in wrestling history. The NWO the next year was botched. Goldberg was botched. WCW did a lot of stupid stuff that had no real strong payoff. Like, for all the hype they did with Sting, you know, Starrcade, they just completely ruined that with the finish.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Bret Hart's concussion. Of course, I was 5 years old at the time. And, of course, you mentioned the NWO. Of course, there were so many issues. I mean, Scott Hall and X-Pac both get released. Big Show, obviously, he became WWE champion.
Yeah. And also, in recent years, I would have to say Sting coming in and losing the Triple H at WrestleMania. That was a really weak payoff. Like, I wanted to see Sting go over and have his big moment. And I just hated that storyline because Sting was making a big deal like, this isn't about WWE versus WCW. And then, of course, they do the match and all the announcers talk about is how this is WWE versus WCW. They bring out DX, they bring out the NWO, so it just went completely against what the match was being built on. So it was pretty weak. But there's been a lot of them, more than I can even think of off the top of my head.
And of course, in my second question, Aaron, of course, going back to the whole invasion storyline, of course, after the invasion and after the NWO disbanded, of course, you mentioned, Goldberg and Steiner and
yes,
and of course, Kevin Nash, he came back, but his feud with Triple H was forgettable. But
right.
I was happy that he came back, Bill. But from looking back on it, and then we talk about TNA. Let's talk about TNA, Aaron. I remembered watching TNA back in 2002 to 2007, Aaron, and of course I do watch TNA now. But what's wrong with TNA today? I mean, my biggest downfall of TNA is marketing being number one, and two, the fan base, because you can't compare it to where it was back in 2002 to 2007.
Oh yeah. Well, the problem is it's a dead brand. For instance, the fact that they can barely draw a crowd, nobody buys the pay-per-views. The problem is they really have no identity anymore. I mean, back in those early years, TNA was presenting a real alternative to WWE, and that's why they were starting to gain popularity, because it was something different. Now they have nothing to bring to the table. It's just wrestling, and there's better wrestlers out there. They don't even have the best talent. They do have talented people, don't get me wrong. They have a very talented roster, but they have nothing about the product that really stands out from anything else. And WWE, what they're doing with NXT now is basically what TNA used to be. NXT has that cool factor that TNA did have at one point in time. So TNA, they just basically had their identity stripped, and it's just a glorified independent wrestling promotion at this point. They really have nothing to offer to the table that's different from anything else. WWE pretty much controls the market, so they can put out all this different content. NXT, they could pretty much give you everything you want as a wrestling fan if you're subscribed to the network. If you want nostalgia, you can go back and watch the old stuff. If you want sports entertainment, you can obviously watch the main product. If you want great wrestling...
Aaron, I remember... sorry to cut you off, Aaron,
no problem.
But I remembered, Aaron, back in 1998 as a 4-year-old watching Goldberg versus Hogan.
Yeah.
And I remembered, Monty Brown's push in 2004. Of course, I remember the very first 3-hour pay-per-view, Victory Road, Monty Brown, Raven, and Abyss. That was a pretty good Monsters Ball match. And of course, Raven becoming the world champion at Slammiversary. And of course, the 3-way match with Daniels, AJ, and Joe at what was the pay-per-view? Unbreakable?
Yeah, that was probably the best TNA match in history. And back then, that was innovative stuff that we weren't seeing it on WWE programming. But anyways, I got another call. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
No, I just want to talk to you, Aaron. But and one more thing, Aaron.
Sure thing.
And of course, there was one more storyline I forgot to mention. One more bad decision WWE should have considered. They didn't even have any mid-card titles at the end of 2002 to early part of 2003.
Right, yeah, because they did the merger of the IC title, and yeah, they merged the IC title, I think, with the World Heavyweight title, right? That was No Mercy 02, I believe.
Yeah, Aaron, don't get me started about that, because before you let me go here, they merged the IC title with the Hardcore title, the IC title with the European title, and the IC title with the Hardcore title and the World title, and then in 2002, everybody wanted to see RVD and Kane, win the world title and take the belt off of Triple H. And I'll never forget that, Aaron, because I remember the No Mercy pay-per-view, and this was the day after my 8th birthday. And I remember, watching it and thinking to myself, the highlights of the pay-per-view, and I thought to myself, well, if Kane had won the thing, either way, Shawn Michaels was going to be world champion at Survivor Series.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, my comeback story was brief, but anyway, it was nice talking to you, Aaron. And
we'll talk
again later.
I appreciate you calling in and your viewership for a long time. I know I've seen your questions and comments for many years, so I definitely appreciate your loyalty to the channel and the website.
And I've been following you since 2013, Aaron, and when and of course, you know, it was right after CM Punk, right before CM Punk left the company, and right before Daniel Bryan had his feud with the Authority when I first started following you.
Yeah, well, I'm very
summer 2013.
I'm very happy that you have been a loyal viewer, and anything you would like to plug or promote?
No, I'm all good, Aaron. It was nice talking to you tonight.
All right, yeah, likewise. Thank you so much for calling in, and you have a great night.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, take care. All right, guys. Looks like I got a treat for you. All right, we have Josh calling in. Josh, how's it going, man?
Sup, man? I don't know if I can do this outside.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, everybody, son, Ghost Walker here. Hope that was enthusiastic enough.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you for calling in. I was hoping you would, because I know you've been out of town. Are you still in Seattle?
Yeah, I'm right outside the what is it called, the Space Needle, and
nice.
like a big rat or mouse just flew by here. I'm like, oh, this is what Seattle's got.
Oh, I've never seen it before. But did you do the Space Needle? Did you go up it?
Yeah, we got, that was about 3 days ago. We got to go there and everything.
Nice.
I won't say her name, but she was very nice to me and the other 5 gentlemen that was my coworkers. We got to go up there for free. They were like, just go ahead. I'm like, oh, okay.
Nice. Did you do the fish market, the Pike's Place?
No, I don't think we've seen that. We were just exploring around, making the most of this last night in Seattle.
Oh, you guys got to do that if you got time. That's a really cool spot to visit if you're in downtown Seattle.
I'll suggest that to my coworkers and everything. So, but yeah, it's been pretty good. It's pretty chilled compared to Chicago. Like Chicago's super busy all the time, and here it's really chilled. Everything feels like it's kind of slanted. So yeah, I'm enjoying the experience.
Yeah, Seattle's an interesting city for sure.
Yeah, but I definitely wanted to call in. Congratulations, happy birthday!
Well, thank you for that.
I had the Rusev Day song I would sing, happy birthday!
Nice.
I got a good singing voice. But yeah, happy NoDQ, and keep doing your thing, Aaron. 2 decades and still going. That's awesome, man. I know I've only been around for half the time, but hey, I've always appreciated it, man.
Absolutely, and you know, it was an honor meeting you at Money in the Bank and doing that video with you. And if I go out to Toronto, you know, you should try to make it, since it's not too far from Chicago. But
yeah, I just saw that. I was like, oh, okay, wow, it's not too far at all. Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a chance to go to Chicago pretty soon. Never say never, right?
Definitely.
I may have some opportunities next year. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh yeah, plenty of opportunities for sure. And I guess this is wrestling related. I got my wrestling related question here. I don't know if it's so much of a question, but more whether you agree or disagree. So I'm thinking either Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey are going to main event.
Yes.
Or Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles will main event. So I'm like, if the WWE title main events, or the 2 world champions, at least AJ Styles finally gets to be in the main event.
Yeah.
Or you have Becky Lynch and Ronda, and I think Becky deserves it. So I guess I should ask, do you have a preference out of those 2 matches, the main event Survivor Series?
Well, I mean, it would be cool if AJ actually got to be in the main event for once. It would be nice.
Right.
And I don't even think they were the main event last year. I think they were like the next to last match. So it's funny because Brock always gets the pay-per-view main event spot, except for the one time when he faces AJ Styles. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Becky and Ronda. That, to me, that's like the match I'm looking forward to the most. I'm just thinking that that's going to be a really fun match, and I'm curious to see how the crowd reacts to Becky. And I mean, I know they're going to love Becky, but yeah, I wonder if they're going to boo Ronda out of the building. Perhaps we'll have to wait and see on that.
Yeah. I find that match very interesting because WWE's been very smart all year long. They've been putting Ronda against people that you know the crowd is going to boo.
Right.
Bella, Stephanie. Now she comes up against a true fan favorite. But I think this should definitely be like a really good match. Like, I think this would be that nice, evenly fought back and forth match we've been waiting to see with Ronda, because it's either Ronda's dominated or she's gotten dominated a lot of the match and makes the big babyface comeback. But I definitely think it's the best story going right now in WWE.
I agree on that. I am very much looking forward to it. I think Survivor Series is going to be a surprisingly strong show. I have high hopes for this one. And of course, NXT should be amazing as well. Anyways, anything you would like to plug or promote? And somebody mentioned like Simpsons on here. Do you do any Simpsons impressions by any chance?
Oh man, I wish those are some really tough voices.
They are.
To,
I mean,
pull off.
big
I think
shoes
the
to
only
fill.
one I've ever done was Apu. Right? They got rid of Apu, didn't they, Mr. Homer Simpson? Let's go to the cookie book. I don't know. Oh yeah. Hey kids, it's Krusty the Clown.
Oh, I like that one. I like the Krusty one. I like both of them actually. I'm sad about Apu, although I don't really keep up on The Simpsons anymore. I mean, it was like a '90s thing for me. Like after that, I was just kind of meh.
Yeah, I grew up watching it in the 90s, and I think around 04 I stopped. I turn back every now and then. Animation is tremendous, but I've heard that it's kind of gone downhill comedy-wise, but I always have a special heart. I always have a special place in my heart for The Simpsons.
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard to keep it fresh after 30 years, and I feel like they have struggled, but they still keep rolling, so hats off to them.
Sure.
Like
For sure.
NoDQ, it just keeps going long after its peak. Well, no, I'm kidding. NoDQ's still going good.
I will wrap up though, because my coworkers are calling me back. They're about to leave. But just to finish up, I was gonna say, for all we know, while we're debating which main event should go between those two matches, they're just gonna go ahead and have one of the traditional Survivor Series men tag team matches main event. I'm like, well, so much for that.
I'm getting requests for you to be on the NoDQ review again, so we got to make that happen. I know you got a pretty busy schedule, and we were like trying to work that
definitely. out. Yeah, I will definitely keep you up to date as soon as my next one drops. And as far as promoting, recently I just did my WWE Evolution pay-per-view, which out of nowhere got, for my channel at least, blew up. It's like almost, I think, 800 views almost, and that's like, I'm used to getting like 10 to 40 views. So for everybody that's checking that out, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. But check it out. It's a very positive review because I thought it was like the best show of the year. Oh, nice. So yeah, that's the latest video I got up there right now. So yeah, definitely check it out at youtube.com/SunGoshoku, and SunGoshoku's on my other social medias: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, spelled SONGOSHUAKU. That's all I got for that.
All right, very cool. And yeah, I got to give you an account so you can start posting some of your videos on NoDQ. That way you can get some more hits too.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Well, definitely. It's been great chatting with you, Aaron. Glad I was able to make the stream. I know, like I said, we're probably only like literally physically now like 2+ hours away.
I know, right?
At least I was able to make some time to come out here and do the call and everything.
Hell, if I knew you were in Portland, I would have said, come on over and make a cameo in the video.
Yeah. It was for everybody who doesn't know. Right quick, it was cool. I got to pass by on the way here, pass by Sanko Field where they did WrestleMania 19, and that meant a lot for me to see that in person because Stone Cold Steve Austin is my all-time favorite. I'm like, wow, 15 years ago, that's where he had his last match. So it was cool to see that piece of WWE history.
Absolutely, and I told you in our group chat, the Team NoDQ group chat, that I went to WrestleMania 19, or no, I didn't. I wish I did. I went to Safeco Field though. And the Foo Fighters were playing there, and they were playing in Portland too. But I was like, you know what? I really want to go to Safeco Field so I can say I went to the stadium where WrestleMania 19 was held. So that's what I did. And yeah, when I was there, like I'm just imagining like the ring being there, and Hogan and McMahon and Piper and Austin Rock and Brock Lesnar doing that botched shooting star. But all those memories of that WrestleMania, because that one's my personal favorite. So like, going to Safeco Field was a really cool experience just for that. But anyways, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you very much for your call. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got a chance to be on for this.
Thank you. No problem. I was going to say that WrestleMania was my second favorite. First one for me, 17. But I see the majority of people agree those are like two of the best, greatest WrestleManias of all time. So great memories there.
All right. Take care, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
You too. See you in NoDQ Galaxy. Have a good one.
All right. Peace out, brother.
All right, peace.
All right, bye. All right, and Sam left a $2 super chat donation. He says, can Delixman be on the NoDQ panels next week? If he wants to be, I mean, that would be up to him. I'd love to have him on. I'm always open to have new people on. We got a lot of members of Team NoDQ now. It is getting a bit crowded, but, you know, I definitely love to get some new people on, and I know some of you out there have been asking to be on the panels. So, I'm going to work on it. We're working on maybe doing some new videos. Skype recently updated the software, so hopefully that means fewer technical issues. So yeah, I would definitely love to do that at some point. Dylan says, fire some no DQ people, make room for me and my ego rift. Who should we fire? Should we fire Virtue? Noah Foster says you got a high quality roster. I appreciate that, Noah. I've heard from pretty much everybody except for Greg, I think. I think everybody on the team pretty much called in. Erin did not call in. If she wants to, she can. If anybody else wants to call in, where's Kayfabe? Kayfabe Candy Ass, where did you go? I really want Kayfabe to call in before I end this. So if he doesn't call in, I'm going to be really disappointed. You got to call in, Kayfabe. We need it. Oh, Kayfabe said, I almost slid under the radar. Yeah, you need to call in, buddy. Riff No DQ fan says, stop it, Aaron. LOL, you would never. All right, we got Dylan calling in. All right, Dylan. Let's answer this. Hey, Dylan, how's it going? Hello.
Hey, Aaron, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Real quick, Landon Anime, still not sure if I pronounced that correctly. I suck at pronouncing these names. He left a $2 super chat, says, thank you for the chat, Aaron. Anime on my friends. Yes. You can go ahead and plug the YouTube channel there, by the way. So Dylan, what's up?
Okay, yeah, that was me that called earlier. You're right, I did have some technical difficulties.
Oh.
I didn't know I had to close the YouTube tab, so.
Oh, okay, no
yeah, I got it all
worries.
figured out, though.
Well, it didn't even show your avatar when you called then. That's weird.
Did my name not pop up? I mean,
No. It was just like, it was a random name, so I wasn't sure if it was like one of those spam calls or somebody was going to call in and start using racial slurs. I'm very happy. We haven't gotten any bad calls tonight, so I'm very relieved about that, and I feel like I'm going to test my luck if I take a lot more calls here. But what's on your mind, wrestling-wise?
All right, so yeah, if you remember, we spoke in person at the G1 show
New
in
Japan.
San Francisco.
Yeah, that was awesome meeting you there. And you were there with us and Cindy and Robert and everybody. So yeah, that was a really fun time.
Yeah, that was my first show, my first wrestling show I've been to in like 6 or 7 years. So it was also my first non-WWE show. So I really enjoyed it.
That was a hell of a show too. You're like from the Texas area, right? I thought you said Texas. Maybe
Yeah. I live in Central Texas. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought you said Texas. So yeah, you did travel out for that. That's a hell of a show to go to, though, I must say.
Yeah. I tried to go to the Fighting Spirit Unleashed in Long Beach. I tried to go to that show, but man, LA's it's expensive.
It is. It is expensive, and it's a smaller venue too. Like the Cow Palace wasn't, it wasn't even close to sold out. But going to the Long Beach venue, it's like 5,000 people, so it's kind of tough to get tickets for that also.
Yeah. And plus, I'd never been to LA, and it helps when you know someone out there, and I didn't. So, but I thought my friend could drive from San Francisco to LA, but no, it didn't work out. So I just ended up not going.
Oh, bummer. Well, hopefully you're able to make another show, like whatever pay-per-view's coming up. We've got Survivor Series, but obviously that's like 8 days from now, 9 days. There's also SummerSlam. I've been mentioning that all night. We're talking about possibly doing a meetup there, but that's in Toronto, so that's an international thing. We'll see how many people end up signing up for that, but it's a pretty cool location, and going to a wrestling show in Toronto has always been one of my bucket list things to do. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't really see myself going to many WWE shows. I sort of stopped being a fan a long time ago.
Well, I can't really say I blame you on that one. I know a lot of people that tell me that they pretty much gave up on it and just follow the videos just to keep up on it. And if I praise something, they'll go and check that out.
Yeah, that's what I do on your channel. I watch your live reviews, and I watch your no DQ&A videos to stay updated. And if there's something noteworthy or something exciting that happens on Raw or SmackDown, then yeah, I'll check it out. But I mean, other than Ronda Rousey debuting, I mean, there just really isn't much going on in WWE right now. I mean, it just feels like a cold product.
Yeah, it sure does. And there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of buzz with Brock Lesnar, despite what Virtue wants to say, like, oh, yeah, he's great, and this is a great storyline. He's going to put over somebody. I just feel like nobody's going to really care that much about Lesnar and really the Universal title picture at this point, which is really sad. SmackDown has AJ, which is cool, but yeah, Raw especially, I feel like it has no momentum right now whatsoever. And people, football is still doing its thing, and yeah, Raw ratings are borderline the lowest they've ever been at this point. They actually they cut the overrun from Raw, so there's no more 10-15 minutes past the third hour anymore. It's just going to end right after the 3-hour mark. So this is like big because WWE has been doing the overrun basically since the Monday Night War, and they're no longer doing it. So I wonder if that's a sign that USA Network feels like we got to get these numbers up and we got to scale back a little bit. I mean, every little bit helps. Like just cutting 15 minutes from the show helps. I still think it would be better at 2 hours, but that's just me. Anyways,
yeah, it's just really strange. It's just really strange when you think about it. I mean, WWE as a globally, that is, it seems like bigger than ever, but like in the US, it's a cold product, and sometimes, I mean, you kind of have to think like the ratings on one hand aren't really a strong indicator of how popular it is, but at the same time it is, because and you've sort of talked about this before about people going on Twitter or social media or YouTube to watch it instead.
Yeah, exactly. And I recommend it if you can help it. Like back in the day, watching a show live would be a really cool experience. Now, not so much. It is still fun to chat with people about the show, but overall, like, I would not recommend it, especially if you got a lot of things you're doing with your time. I would recommend just watching the YouTube clips and watching the pay-per-views, and that's about it. But anyways, I really appreciate you calling in, and good to chat with you again. Yeah.
Oh, right. My question.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Actually, this is pretty similar to what we were just talking about.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry?
Go for it.
Oh, okay. So, I'm thinking, to me, the only way to really make WWE hot again and to really get back into the mainstream spotlight is and you've mentioned this before, but about completely changing the way it's presented and changing its booking philosophy. And honestly, I think the way to do this is, and I'm not opposed to this at all, is to just copy what New Japan is doing. I mean, it's not like they haven't done this before. I mean, if you ask me, the Attitude Era really started with ECW.
Yeah, I mean, we need something changed up. It feels just like a product that we've seen time and time again, and we need some kind of change, something we haven't seen before, some kind of like revolution in a sense of just shaking things up and creatively doing something fresh that we haven't seen yet. But I don't sense that's going to happen anytime soon. WWE is still making a ton of money. Obviously the Saudi Arabia deal is really big, and as long as they're profiting, I think they're going to just play it safe and not take any chances, which sucks. I mean, what they need is a number 2 promotion to build a strong enough brand to compete with them, and doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, if ever. TNA tried, but they couldn't pull it off, and it really takes a lot to build that kind of brand. I don't know if Cody and the Young Bucks, if they're going to even stick around on the indies, if they could even pull it off or not. WWE would try to sign away anybody that would be a player and kill any momentum that an upstart promotion would have. But anyways, thank you so much for the call. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
Well, I mean, that was my question. I mean, to you, as a fan, would you mind, and you kind of talked about this before as well, but would you care at all if WWE actually copied their format and became more of a, presented itself more like a sport? Because to me, I think that's what fans really want. I mean, if they want to be back in the mainstream spotlight, I mean, that's the key right there.
Well, I personally enjoy what WWE does when they do it well. The problem is they haven't been doing it well lately. But I do like characters and storylines and the glitz and glamour, the soap opera element of it, which New Japan doesn't have quite as much of. So, you know, I think New Japan is a good alternative, but I don't see WWE necessarily copying them and doing that, especially when Vince is alive. As long as Vince is around, I think he's still going to be doing his thing with the sports entertainment style of the product. And quite frankly, I think Triple H and Stephanie will not stray away from that too much. So I think it's unlikely they do that.
Yeah, I mean, with New Japan, it is very grounded in reality, but at the same time, it also does have that ridiculous over-the-top feel when you look at the characters in New Japan. It's not like Ring of Honor where it's just straight wrestling and everyone's gimmick just seems to be, you know, indie kick pads or whatever. But New Japan, it does have that. It's hard to explain. It does have that sports entertainment feel in a sense that the characters are over the top, but the story, like, they don't have any of the garbage soap opera. Everything is kept. The story is all being told in the ring, and everything is kept very grounded in reality. And to me, it's got that sweet spot of both sports and then entertainment. But
right,
I mean, but yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, I with Vince still in charge, I mean, I just don't see it changing anytime soon, and that sucks for me because I was a huge fan of WWE. I mean, I remember my earliest memory was Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13, and since then I've been hooked.
Right, and that was very reality based too. I mean, you really believed that those guys absolutely despised each other, that they could not stand each other. So that was such a great feud because you really thought it was real. Like, you could suspend disbelief, and you know that's a point I would make, that you know, it is good when you can suspend disbelief and actually buy into a storyline enough to the point where you question, is this real or not, and you're not sure. So when you're questioning yourself, is this real or not, I think that's when wrestling's at its best.
Yeah, and I think the Attitude Era did that pretty well, if you ask me.
I agree on that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like over the top in terms of soap opera, but you know, that's kind of what the late '90s was at that time. I mean, after a while it started to fade out, and obviously I don't think the Attitude Era would work well now, but it's just when you compare the product now to back then, yeah, it's PG, so you could say it's changed, but they're still kind of doing that dumb soap opera garbage. except it's watered down. It's not creative. It's not innovative. I mean, what was it? Sami Zayn and the Bobby Lashley's sisters segment. I mean, that was lame.
I like completely just blacked that out of my memory. So thank you for reminding me of that. Now I'm probably gonna have nightmares about it. So yeah, there you go. All right, man. I'm gonna see if anybody else wants to call in. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
All right. Yeah, sure. So I have a YouTube channel. It's just my name. It's Dylan Hensley, DYLAN HENSLEY. I do movie reviews. I've made a couple of short films. I'm just now getting it started. I've been having trouble getting the ball rolling, so to speak. But the last two movie reviews I did were Titanic and Clerks. If anyone is a fan of those movies. But yeah, thank you so much, Aaron, and congratulations on 20 years. All
right.
Here's another 20 more years, and thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
On your video.
I really appreciate it. Take care, my friend. Have a great one.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, and Landon Anime with a $2 super chat. He said, "Get me back on. Gotta call out Greg." I think he's referring to Greg Cherry. All right, kayfabe. All right, we have Anime Bro calling me back. All right, let's see what he wanted to say. Hey, you wanted to call out Greg?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
While I'm at it. Beyond the autistic anime nonsense. Greg Cherry. I don't think you hold a candle to me when it comes to anime or wrestling trivia, both combined, honestly, especially wrestling. You guys have another tournament, have me on. Greg Cherry's a cuck, and I guarantee I could beat him.
All right, those are some fighting words there. Greg, you have been called out. The wrestling
Greg, you're a
trivia
cuckold.
champion.
How many times has your wife been railed in front of you?
All right, that's enough of that. All right, he's getting a little too personal there, but thank you for the challenge there. Up until the personal part, I was enjoying the promo. All right, so kayfabe, I want you to be the last guy. So you're here. Let's hear from you. I want kayfabe to be the final call of the night, and I apologize to Greg for that. I mean that's going a little too far. Virtue's like, I told you he was a troll. Wait a minute. All right, yes, he's calling in. All right. All right, here we go. Kayfabe Candy Ass, how's it going?
I'm okay.
All right, cool. Thank you for calling in, and you're going to be the last caller of the night. Okay, so you got to give me a Mary F. Kill, apparently. So throw one at me and put me on the spot.
A Mary F. Kill?
It's got to be wrestling, though. No non-wrestlers.
Okay. HBK, Drew McIntyre, Triple H.
Why men? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, we'll kill Triple H because I'm just sick of him wrestling. He needs to go away. Probably F. Sean because, he did the Playgirl and he's a sexy boy. And marry Drew because Drew, he's just, he's the man. Not Becky Lynch man, but just the man. And
no, I'll go Attitude Era for you.
Okay.
So, Sonny, Sable, and Deborah.
All right, kill Sonny, first of all.
Sure.
That one's easy. You said Sable and who was the other one?
Sable and Deborah.
Ooh, okay. That one's tough. I mean, that's a close one. I would say maybe F Sable and marry Deborah because Deborah.
That now.
Yeah, I think I would go with that, but yeah, that one's tough between Sable and Deborah, but definitely kill Sonny. With all due respect to Tammy Sitch, I mean she's a great person, but yeah, I'd kill Sonny.
I'll do grain of sand respect.
So what are your picks for that one?
No, probably.
That's tough, isn't it?
Marry Sable, get some of that Playboy money she got.
Or Brock Lesnar money. Okay, the problem with marrying, I think the problem with either one is you go after her, then you got to deal with Brock Lesnar coming after you. Do you really want that?
Yeah, I'll take him. Sure.
I mean, could we say F 1996 Sonny? If that's the case, then I would say F Sonny and then maybe kill Sable because actually if you kill Sable, you're screwed either way. Whatever you do to Sable, Brock's going to come after you. So then it's a no-win situation. I don't you're putting me on the spot too much by having me pick something for Sable because you always got Brock Lesnar coming after you as the consequence to that. Can't we just be friends with Sable? Whose idea was this, by the way? Whose idea was this, by the way? But anyways, anything you would like to...
I think I know whose idea it was.
I know whose idea it was, too. And she's awesome, by the way. And anything you would like to bring up? Any topics or anything on your mind? Wrestling?
Sure. Well, first I want to say congratulations on 20 years.
Thank you for that. I really do appreciate it.
I've been a long-time visitor of the site. During my periods as a more lapsed fan, I always came to NoDQ to keep up the speed.
Rock on. I appreciate that. And your columns are great, by the way. And you got a lot of supporters. I mean, you're definitely getting some love on Twitter for sure.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolute pleasure to have you on the channel and on the website in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I have a blast. I love doing the column and
rock on.
Tweeting and interacting with everyone. It's, I'm like as social as a rock, but
hey, well, I'm kind of that way too. But
on Twitter and interacting, and it's been fun. It's been therapeutic at times, and I've had a blast.
Very cool. I'm kind of the same way, but I do consider all of you to be like family. So it's really cool to talk with you guys and interact. So Virtue's like, are you going to cry? I don't know if he's talking about you or me. He's just...
Am I going to cry?
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't say if it's referring to me or you, but maybe both of us.
And right now, that's all.
Yeah, introverts unite. We are asocial. We are not antisocial. No, Caitlin corrected me.
That?
No, Caitlin corrected me. I said I was antisocial, and she's like, no, if you're antisocial, that means you want to like burn somebody's house down. So asocial, I think, is the proper way to describe us, people that generally like to keep to ourselves, but do appreciate having people to interact and talk with.
Yeah, well, I ain't burning down anyone's house. So I'm not.
Well,
Seth
I'm happy to
Rollins.
hear that. Yes, Seth Rollins can burn down whatever he wants.
Or Randy Orton burning down Bray Shack, the best segment of last year.
Oh yeah, and then of course they had to follow it up with that stupid match at WrestleMania.
He burns it down and he hits his pose.
Yeah,
to an empty woods.
That was something else. And do you remember the House of Horrors match too?
Yeah.
These were all repressed memories, by the way. So now, of course, I'm starting to remember all this stuff that I was trying to forget. So thank you to everyone, including you, Kayfabe.
Yeah, we had some of that going on in the chat with the whole "I wish you died in the womb" angle.
Oh God, and Caitlin's amazing, but yeah, that storyline was kind of cringy. I gotta say.
No, she should on it too.
I'm in trouble now for even criticizing it, but oh well. I'll hear from it later, I'm sure. Anyways, anything you would like to plug or promote? Obviously, you got your Twitter page.
Yeah, that's at Planet Kayfabe, and that's about it. I mean, thanks for having me a part of the team. I appreciate it, and here's to 20 more years. Cliche. So
I know, right?
It's been a lot of fun.
And hopefully, one day I'm gonna try to do something on the East Coast one of these days. Definitely would love to meet up with you at one of these events. So I'll keep you posted. Hopefully one day.
Absolutely, Aaron. That would be great.
Yeah, definitely. I've never been to Boston before. I've been to Massachusetts. I've been like the very west part of the state. And I've been to like Connecticut. I was actually at WWE headquarters like a decade ago, just stalking them, not actually like doing anything important. But yeah, I would definitely love to check out the Boston area. No, definitely not that. Not interested. But anyways, thank you so much, Kayfabe Candy Ass. You're one of the biggest supporters of the channel and the site, and definitely one of the most loved personalities. I mean, people are always bringing you up. So real pleasure to have you part of the team, and have a great night, my friend.
Thanks. I appreciate all the kind words very much. Thank you.
All right, take care, buddy. Peace out. All right, so that was Kayfabe Candy Ass. And on that note, I am going to go ahead and close Skype. I want to have Kayfabe as the last caller since he's awesome. Thank you all so much. This was an amazing live stream. We went over 2 hours here. This was just a lot of fun. Again, like I said earlier, it's not a job to me. It's just I'm having a great time doing this, and you all are very amazing people. Thank you so much. And to every person that's gone on the website or watched a video or even just followed the Twitter account or Facebook, you guys very much appreciated from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so much. On that note, I will go ahead and close up shop here. Got to get some dinner and maybe do something else. I have no idea. Maybe do trivia. I don't know. Maybe talk to a certain somebody. Probably do that. So thank you all again, and I will sign off for now, and I will see you guys next time for more. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com. Peace out.